During World War II, Hungary was in a very difficult situation as it was surrounded by countries that it was allied to, but in the meantime were hostile against. This weird geopolitical position meant that when Hungary had to look for ways to arm itself, it had to come up with some alternative solutions. Germany's capacity was used up by their own army. Also, they were not really willing to share any up-to-date weapons with Hungary, as they knew that Hungary was not that devoted to the German cause. Not having industrial financial capacity to develop their own armored vehicles, Hungary had to look for, let's say, third-party solutions. As a result, they reached out to Sweden to license their Landsverk L-62 anti-1 SPAAG, but with some modifications. The Hungarian army developed a new, bigger turret, increasing the crew to 6 members: commander, a driver, 2 loaders, and 2 gunners. The vehicle also had a Hungarian license-built 40mm L-60 gravity-fed gun. What is important to note that how the crew was trained and assigned to the vehicle, and this was different from other countries did it in regards to close air defense. Usually tankers were trained to use anti-aircraft weaponry. However, in Hungary the military leadership recognized that it's easier to train AA crew to drive a tank than train the tank drivers to use AA. So gunner crews were usually reassigned from existing AA units, which improved the performance of these units. The vehicle was armed with a Hungarian license-built Bofors 40mm L-60 gun with a service designation 36M, which meant model of 1936. This was a 40mm gravity-fed gun which had a rate of fire of 120 to 140 rounds per minute depending on the firing angle. The ammunition for the gun consisted primarily of conventional high explosive fragmentation and armor-piercing rounds, but also a specialized anti-tank round developed in Hungary. As the country was lacking anti-armor capability, they decided to widen the scope of usability of these vehicles. The Hungarian armor-piercing ammunition for the gun could penetrate 46mm of armor at a range of 100 meters and around 30mm at 2000 meters. The Nimrod carried 640 rounds split into 4 storages of 160 rounds each. Later in the war, the vehicle was also issued with a muzzle-loaded rifle grenade to try to mitigate the threat of Soviet armored vehicles of the Eastern Front. However, it did not prove to be effective against the Soviet tanks, as the vehicle was slow on muddy terrain, the armor protection was too weak, and the turret was too high, and it was easy to spot from far. Hey, I'm gonna just pause the video for 1 second to ask you to like and subscribe to the video because it would help a lot with the algorithm here on YouTube. Thank you. One of the Nimrod's key strengths was its versatility. While originally it was an anti-aircraft vehicle, it could also engage ground targets, so serving as a dual threat force. Its adaptability made it a valuable asset in many combat scenarios. The Nimrod played a crucial role in the defense of Budapest during the Second World War. The vehicle was designed to accompany the tank divisions and provide them with protection from the enemy aircraft, as well as to engage enemy infantry and light vehicles on the ground. The vehicle saw extensive action on the Eastern Front. Despite its effectiveness, the Nimrod faced numerous challenges. Limited production numbers and resource shortages hampered its deployment. The 40M Nimrod may have been modest in numbers, as only 135 was built, but its impact was immeasurable for the Hungarian forces, as it was a capable AA unit that was able to provide sufficient support for the ground forces. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope you find it interesting, and I hope you like and subscribe to my channel.